Hello. Today is Monday, July 13th, 2025. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, coming to you from the East Coast of the United States of America, Lexington, Kentucky. The weather in this area today, the high will be 85. Currently it is 77 and feels like 77. And showers and thunderstorms late. Highs in the mid 80s and lows in the low 70s. Right now it's fair weather for running, fair weather for cycling, and good weather for gardening. The AQI is good at 21. The UV index is low right now. We have a light breeze at around 5 miles per hour. Sunrise today was at 6:26 a.m. and sunset will be at 9 p.m. That's the weather for our area here in Lexington, Kentucky. Again, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, and today is Monday, July 13th, 2025. Coming out of the weekend, just about the middle of July, the news. First story, 2 killed in Lexington church shooting after trooper shot. Suspect killed, officials say. They're still gathering information on this unexpected attack. The killer's name is Guy House, was the shooter. These first 2 stories are videos, so I'm not really able to give you a lot of details and other facts related to it. But the number 2 story is multiple people injured at Kentucky church after gunman shot trooper. That also is a video. Social media calls Donald Trump cringy and narcissistic after revealing nickname he has for Melania Trump during speech. At the Salute to America event in Iowa on July 3rd, Trump veered off track from speaking about military recruitment to his relationship with his wife. I remember saying to our great First Lady, he said, laughing, I call her First Lady. Isn't it terrible? He led those kids to do something terrible. Man ordered teens to shoot boy 33 times as revenge for alleged robbery victim did not commit. A Washington state man will spend more than 6 decades behind bars for ordering 2 teens to murder a 16-year-old boy in retaliation for a robbery he did not commit. Isaac DeBon Martin, 31, was sentenced on Friday to nearly 61 years in prison for the 2023 slaying of 16-year-old Larry Trey Marshall III. The Cohen News Tribune reported. A jury in June found Martin guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree, and second-degree murder, court records show. This is another one of those bad decisions. There was another one that came across the media. Son kills his father, posts a video or picture of him with the severed head on social media. Another bad decision that I've noticed or came across social media stream. Young man is told by his girlfriend that she doesn't like a man who is dealing with one of her girlfriends. He subsequently goes and shoots the man dead. Bad decision. Next in the stories, Miles Turner shares what really happened in Pacers group chat after he broke the news about his move to Milwaukee. Miles Turner had an outstanding season, leading the Indiana Pacers to the NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder. However, he made a surprising move during the off-season. On July 7th, 2025, Turner signed a 4-year contract worth $107 million with the Milwaukee Bucks. He went on a group chat and let his teammates know. Some of them responded back. To acquire Turner in a blockbuster deal that includes a player option for 2028-2029, the Bucks made a surprise decision. They waived Damian Lillard and spread the remaining $113 million on his contract to acquire Turner. It occurred to me, speaking of the NBA and the draft and players being shifted from one team to another, back to when Anthony Davis went to Dallas. And for the Lakers, Anthony was playing the number 5 position. And actually, despite his height and wingspan, he's a 4-position person. So I'm thinking, well, maybe all these other, because technically the Lakers did not have a true center until they made this new acquisition and the new player. All the shifting about is to realign certain positions that players are playing or that teams need to help deepen their bench. The Warriors in this last draft did not get a pick. So I just thought I'd put that out there. Mark Cuban wants to put age limit on Team USA Olympic rosters. We're giving all these guys for free and taking all the injury risk. Mark Cuban says, I complained about it every single year because with my attitude, guys are going to play for the Olympics. Comcast NBC is making billions. The IOC is making billions. And even the FIBA is making a lot. I don't know exactly. And we're giving all these guys for free and taking all the injury risk. Now, there haven't been dramatic injuries, but all you need to know is that if a guy is a free agent and hurt, he ain't playing, he said. By way of explanation, after Team USA had to settle for a bronze medal finish in the 1988 Seoul Olympics, USA Basketball took advantage of a FIBA ruling allowing professional basketball players to represent their countries in international basketball tournaments. And so in 1992, the Dream Team was born and the American dominance in the game was reestablished. Representative Ilhan Omar's daughter, Isra Ursi, says she's unemployed and selling used clothes after suspension for pro-Palestinian protests at Bernard. Representative Ilhan Omar's, who is a Democrat from Minnesota's daughter, Isra Ursi, revealed that she is currently unemployed and has to sell her clothes to make a living. Excuse me. In April 2024, Hershey revealed in a statement on X that she was one of the 3 students suspended from Bernard College after she participated in a pro-Palestinian protest at Columbia University. Hershey was suspended for just a brief time before Bernard lifted his sanctions on all student protesters under internal pressure. Layla Ali talks rumors of returning to boxing from retirement to face Clarissa Shields. Says she needs 15 to 20 million. Clarissa responds, "Be careful, I'm the greatest now." Boxing legend Layla Ali, 47, addresses rumors claiming she would return to fight another champ, Clarissa Shields, age 30. Trump quibs about signing executive order mandating soccer be called football in America. I think we could do that. And number 10 in the headlines, Drake brings his saltiness across the pond, takes shots at LeBron James, and claims the best lyricists in the world are from the UK. This all happened during a 3-night headliner for the Wireless Festival in the UK. First of all, he got his fans to cheer for him over Kendrick Lamar, long-standing feud. Then he had a tattoo of LeBron James, which he had, number 23, which he had altered to Shea Gildress' number, because Shea Gildress also has roots in Canada, and said for the world to know that UK produces the best lyricists in music. Drake. In the top stories, Kim Jong-un says he'll unconditionally support Russia's war amid a report he's sending 30,000 more troops against Ukraine. This word I've never seen before in my life. Tranche, T-R-A-N-C-H-E, of fighters would come, then triple North Korea's infantry presence in the war, up from its initial batch of about 11,000 soldiers who fought for Russia in Kursk. Western estimates say 6,000 of those North Korean troops were killed or wounded. And this pertains back to the original idea that was expressed about Putin invading Ukraine anyway. And I did mention it in the earlier programs. He was under the impression, Putin, that if he acquired the territories belonging to Ukraine outside of Crimea, that this would put countries that were formerly in what was referred to as the USSR in a mindset to reform that particular group. That didn't happen. The closest thing that has been going on that would facilitate that working together bond would be BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. But countries like Brazil are buying Russian oil, and so the commerce part of it is still going on. But what Putin had in mind did not happen. Cleveland Browns draft pick Quinshon Judkins, Quinshon, arrested on suspicion of domestic battery. Cleveland Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins was arrested in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on suspicion of domestic battery. The address provided by police appeared to be an area with commercial businesses near the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. Continuing with the top stories, accused Russian assassins killed after Ukraine colonel gunned down. Ukraine's security agency said Sunday it tracked down and killed Russian agents suspected of shooting one of its senior officers in the Ukraine capital. A video released by the agency showed two bodies lying on the ground. Biden defends controversial auto pen use for mass clemency decisions in NYT interview, New York Times. A whole lot of people. In his final weeks in office, Biden granted clemency and pardoned more than 1,500 individuals in what the White House described at the time as the largest single-day act of clemency by a U.S. president. While buzz about LeBron's relationship with Lakers, trade rumors make headlines, action remains distant. LeBron would have to request a trade to make it happen. He has a no-trade clause and has not done so. Because he has a no-trade clause, LeBron would have leverage and complete control over any trade process. A $100 billion mystery is unfolding on tariffs and inflation, and economists are cracking the case. Since the first weeks of President Donald Trump's second term, when the president signaled a wholesale re-imaging of the international trade system on a scale not seen in decades, mainstream economists have warned that prices would surge. A tariff is a tax on consumers. But halfway into the year and well into the most consequential reshuffling of trade in half a century, tariff-fueled inflation is missing in action. Excuse me. The tariffs are certainly in place. The Treasury so far has collected a record-setting $100 billion in custom duties and on track to pull in $300 billion this year. The tariffs are paid by U.S. importers, think Walmart and other retailers, when goods cross the border into the U.S. It takes some time to work their way into the system, but eventually higher prices get passed on to consumers. Those higher prices directly influence the overall price levels in inflation measures. Except there's a mystery wrapped in an enigma and coded in a puzzle. One place tariffs aren't showing up: in the inflation numbers. Mavericks has shut down number one overall pick Cooper Flagg for reminder of Summer League, per report. Cooper Flagg's Summer League days are over, according to Mark Stein. The Mavericks are expected to shut down the number one pick for the remainder of the Las Vegas Summer League season, which means we will see him in the game action. Which means we will see him in game action will be during the preseason. I think the last game he played was number one and number two picks on the floor at the same time. Got 30-some points and did a lot of other stuff, which again pertains to position. Just before that, the media posted some things about Bronny James, and in one of his games, his points were low, and didn't put any numbers in any other stat positions. Then the next game he came out based on the time on the floor and scored well. So again, in reference to guards, you have your point guard and you have your shooting guard. So I'm just watching like everybody else. Nigeria's ex-president Buhari, twice leader of Africa's most populous nation, dies at 82. Buhari, a former military ruler turned elected president, promised to fight corruption and insecurity, but left office with many of the same issues left unresolved. Trump awards Chelsea the World Cup trophy amid boos that one awkward moment. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. And number 10 on the top stories, AOC should be sued into bankruptcy over latest attack on Trump. Stunned critics seethe. AOC has referred to Trump as a rapist, referring to the case with Jay Carroll, where he was awarded the money, so sexual assault as opposed to rape. New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is being accused of defaming President Donald Trump by calling him a rapist on social media amid controversy over the Department of Justice's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case. Those are the top stories in the news today. As I said, we're midway point almost of our summer. And already, broadcast TV is having commercials about getting ready to start shopping for back to school. So with the added heat and weather disasters going on, myself, I like to think that whatever anxiety, quote unquote nervousness might be connected to what's coming across the news media, what we are aware of, plus higher temperatures, et cetera, you have to be sure that we're not failing to do what we need to do for ourselves individually. So that goes back to psychology from a medical viewpoint. So I thought I would share this article with you. It's dated from July 11th, 2025. And it's entitled, Contentment is an Inside Job. And it has to do with happiness, that question, am I happy? Am I content? I'll be happy when this happens. I'll be happy when that happens. Are all phrases that from time to time we include in our conversation. So let's take a few minutes and I'll pass this information on to you. Tying happiness to the next achievement or milestone can keep us in a constant chase. Contentment comes from within, and it is something we can cultivate in the present. Small intentional actions shape and support well-being and help create a deep sense of sufficiency. Maybe you can relate. For a long time, I told myself that once I accomplished certain personal and professional goals, then I'd feel happy. When I land that job, then I'll be happy. When I get the promotion, then I'll be satisfied. When I lose a few pounds, then I'll finally feel confident. When I have X amount of dollars, a dollar amount in my bank account, then I'll feel secure. Eventually, what I came to realize was that I had checked off some of my big goals, and while I was happy for a while, it wasn't as deep or lasting as I had imagined it would be. This is what Dr. Tay Ben-Shahar calls the arrival fallacy, the illusion that reaching a certain destination or goal will bring permanent happiness. Ben-Shahar, 2007. Many hold the belief that happiness lies on the other side of that next milestone or just beyond the next accomplishment. Often we feel happy for a brief time before we start seeking out the next thing. The reality is that our joy comes from the pursuit, not necessarily the reward. The constant chase robs us of experiencing joy and fulfillment in the present. Contentment versus happiness. Researchers like Dr. Keltner and Daniel Cordaro describe contentment as a deep sense of inner peace and satisfaction with oneself and one's life. Cordaro, 2020. While happiness can be fleeting, contentment is a grounded feeling of sufficiency that doesn't rely on external outcomes. Contentment is an inside job. It's not just something we come upon. It's something we build by how we see, feel, and engage with our lives. In this way, fulfillment is not tucked away in some future outcome that might happen. It's available right here in the practices and perspectives we cultivate each day. Recognize that dual truths can exist. You can live with deep sadness or grief and still experience real, meaningful joy. The world can be heavy and unwell, and you can still find moments of lightness. Recognizing that these feelings can coexist allows us to be gentle with ourselves and make space for all emotions and experiences. It doesn't mean we're overlooking the hurt. It means we're being compassionate with ourselves and allowing ourselves to be more present to all life. Building it into your days. A sense of deep contentment doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. Through international choices and intentional choices and small daily actions, we can build a deeper sense of well-being even in an unwell world. Here are some ways we can do that. Activate your feel-good hormones. The body has contentment-promoting hormones that can be activated by everyday actions. By building small habits and actions that release the hormones, you promote positive feelings and become an active participant in your own well-being. Oxytocin is a socially responsive hormone that can be released by holding a baby, petting a dog, hugging a loved one, and reflecting fondly. Dopamine is a reward-related chemical that can be released by finishing a task, earning something, eating food, and celebrating small wins. Serotonin is the mood stabilizer that can be released by moving your body, sun exposure, music, and being in nature. Endorphins are the body's natural painkillers that can be released by exercising, laughing, and meditating. Diversify your joy. When we rely on just one source to fill us up, we limit ourselves. Placing the full weight of your happiness and fulfillment on one area of your life and set you up for disappointment. Instead, cultivate pockets of joy and meaning in multiple areas of your life, such as your work, hobbies, relationships, and daily rituals. Find purpose and meaning. The meaning we make from our experiences and the purpose we feel are very personal matters. Even tasks that seem ordinary can feel meaningful and purpose-filled if they help you honor your values or take care of people you love. Whether it's contributing to your community, preparing a favorite family recipe, or noticing the beauty in the everyday, celebrate where you find purpose and meaning. Savor and appreciate the moment. Take time to truly savor and add value to ordinary moments, whether it's your morning coffee, a song you love, or a walk in the sun. Allow yourself to pause and fully experience it. The more you slow down and savor these micro moments, the more fulfilling your life can feel. So I just thought I would share that with you at the beginning of the week, give you a little time to mull it over, digest it, and apply some of that information from Psychology Today. This is a Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Today is Monday, July 13th, 2025. That's it. #.